Right now is the 2009 Net Impact Conference up in Ithaca, New York. A couple of us in this room will actually be at that conference. But as the audience, you all are attendees of this conference. You're investors, you're students, you're people that are working in the energy industry right now. And the goal of the presentation is to talk about developments in solar power. Okay, so good morning, everyone. My name is Simon Erickson. I'm a managing partner of Sunvestment LLC, located in Houston, Texas. Welcome to the 2009 Net Impact Conference in Ithaca, New York. This session is dedicated to the developments in the solar power field, which we're going to talk a little bit in more detail. A quick biographical sketch of who I am and how I got here. I started out as a chemical engineer from the University of Texas and worked the next 5 years in direct chemical sales, directly working with oil and gas product development directors. I then got an MBA from Rice University with a focus in energy and finance, and following that I went to a company called SunPower Solar in San Jose, California. Now a little bit different you'll see here is a research and development group. I worked 3 years with them. The reason I did that was to truly get an understanding of the technical aspects of solar power, and then I went into capital budgeting for the next 3 years after that. And it's brought me to the last 2 years working as one of the investing partners where we use our resources to further technology in the field. So if you look at the SunPower market very briefly, you can look at a variety of different figures, but the important parts are if you take the price that's paid in retail power and multiply it by the demand on a yearly basis, you see numbers that are in the billions of dollars and rising consistently every year. The incumbent in this field is coal power. It's used for 51% of electricity generation, but it emits 83% of the carbon dioxide emissions out in the field. In addition, when you're using carbon combustion, you're going to have byproducts that you have to store in landfills. Now, alternative energies are only used 9% of the electricity that's provided today. Solar power is a component of that. Of course, we do not have any carbon dioxide emissions from those, and we don't have the byproducts. So there's really some inherent advantages to using alternative fuels. So that said, I want to show you some examples of what's happening out in the field right now so that we can get a grasp of what's actually going on. The first project I direct your attention to is in Gujarat, India, where the world's largest solar power facility is currently under construction as we speak. It will be 3 gigawatts of power per year and is backed by Bill Clinton's Environmental Protection Foundation. Should be completed by the year 2014, and it's going to have a total investment size of $10 billion. That said, let's look at another project that's taking off, literally taking off, into outer space. Mitsubishi is working right now in launching solar energy and solar panels into outer space. Now, why are they doing that? Because the solar intensity in outer space is 10 times greater than it is on the Earth. And in addition to those, there's no climate issues, there's no clouds getting in the way, there's no wind and rain that expands out the project lifespan. So they've got a prototype that's going into production right now that should be launched by 2015. And if that goes well, they're going to go for a total investment of $21 billion, which should be launched after that. Now that said, we don't all have $21 billion sitting around in our pocketbooks right now. But if you do, I would really like to thank you and welcome you to the presentations today. But let's look to a couple projects that are a little bit closer to home for most of us. And by closer to home, I literally mean our homes, some of the residential opportunities that we might have for solar power. Now you look at the limitations on why we're not putting solar panels on all of our homes today. Some of the limitations you might see are ease of application. They're gaudy, they have awkward designs, they're hard to put on there. And also they're not as efficient as we'd like them to be, and the costs take a long payback period. But I direct you to 2 companies that are addressing these. The first is a company called SRS Energy that's developed a new tile called a Soleil tile. Now if you've ever seen the terracotta tiling for roofing that's popular in the southwest United States, they have a very unique design, and they're very popular down there. This would maintain the same design as the terracotta format, but it would also, look at this, be generating power. You're actually getting power from your roof and not compromising the structural integrity of that. In addition, the University of Texas right now is developing nanoparticle inks. Now what are these things? These are nanomaterials that are much cheaper and much more efficient than the current silicon technologies that are out there. But the neat part about these things is that they can be sprayed directly onto building rooftops or even windows. And they're semi-translucent so you can see right through them, and you're actually getting power generation out of that as well. So you look at the 2 of these in combination, as well as some of the larger projects that are going on right now, and a lot of people are saying, Solar is not going to work. We're just not going to get there. It's too far out in the distant future. But I direct you to some of the things that have been said about new technologies in the past. The pundits are always quick to tell you you can't do something new. But as you listen to all of the presentations at the remaining of this conference session today, I ask you to embrace creativity. Creativity is what pushes innovation, which pushes feasibility, and then leads to widespread application of solar power in the U.S. market. Thank you all. Enjoy the conference today.
Feedback.
I really like how you watermarked a spot for your text boxes over those really beautiful pictures. I thought that was really eye-catching.
I did too. And it kept our interest. We were watching as it was developing, so good job. Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
I thought you had a lot of good information kind of tightly compacted in there. It was a lot of information, but I didn't feel overwhelmed by it necessarily.
Okay, good. Thanks.
It was good energy, like a lot of vibrant, enjoyable presentation.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, your natural board speaker just comes out very natural.
Yeah.
And the ethic, I like the ethic when you put those, to counter the argument of having the solar power is great.
I think it was very engaging, and for the, I mean, we had the last two slides also when you had some, the quotes here. You paused, you gave me time to read it.
That's right.
So I think that made me more and more engaging, and I would punish you for this. I have a couple of questions, but there's one or two.
Anybody else have any input? Good job, Simon. Great job. I was rapt. Serious. Yeah, I was really interested in what you were saying, so good going. All right, thank you.